That's what you wanted to say right there. You pizing. Oh, hello. I'm inside the lab. Call for backup. Whole security network is down. Take cover. Call for backup. How much work that is for me? All right there. Give you AP. Give you accuracy. How can you not still see them? I don't understand. Alright, that was beyond disappointing. This is not going to go over very well. For some reason this line of sight is blocked, so that must mean that you can't attack my drone either. That is definitely what that means. I think that's what it meant. It's like the 35, okay. Let me hit you with one of these. And then I'll hit you with one of these. And then I'll just hit you. Oh, it is. Oh. Repaired jack point. As you stoop to pick up the guard's keycard, something catches your eye, a flash of light. Sweeping your gaze across the room, you see a variety of terminals, all displaying flickering error messages. Whatever security Apex provided here, it's offline now, leaving the machines unlocked and unprotected. It probably won't stay quiet here, or in here for long. We should keep moving. Why are you gonna be so... no, just chill. Not just yet. There could be valuable intel in here, and we don't even know how big this facility is. We should sweep the area for clues before pushing forward. Alright, fine. We'll search the room. But let's do it quickly, yeah? I don't want to get stuck in here again. Alright, quick save. Alright. Press key. Press a key at random and the screen begins to flash. A piezoelectric A beeper burned somewhere deep inside of the terminal plays a series of chirps, and the system reboots itself. Then, when the screen comes alive again, it is filled with text. Welcome, Administrator. Please select from the following prompts. I guess we'll start from the top. Oh no. The information in this entry is impossibly dense. It would take you a week and a stack of scientific journals to fully decipher. Search for clues. To your untrained eye, most of the text on the screen is nonsense. You catch a few words here and there, but for the most part, you're lost. From what little you can pick up, it looks as though this lab was studying animals that thrive in extremely hot environments. For what purpose, you cannot say. Okay. You open the entry, search for clues. Most of what is written in this report is completely foreign to you, but from what you can piece together, it looks as though the scientists here are working on developing a sort of artificial immune cell, something sturdy and self-replicating that is capable of pumping out antibodies on command. Why they're doing it is beyond you. This is like the one time in the game where it's like, yes, bio, whatever, what is it called? Bio thing. But we don't even have the bio thing. Alright, magical stuff. We have a mage right here, but I guess he's not going to read it. You pour through the entry for several minutes before giving up. The metamagical terminology in use here is far too dense for a non-mage to understand. The only clue you're left with is the title of the entry. Apparently they're using magic to extend the half-life of radioactive isotopes. Why they're doing it, you cannot say. Surprisingly, this entry is relatively easy to read. Skimming it over, you discover that the scientists here have been working on a variety of additional tweaks to a project called Panacea. Apparently, a batch of artificial lymphocytes developed for the project has recently been bound to an airborne RNA virus. The resulting microorganism is as infectious as the flu and exhibits a broadband capability to jump species barriers. The notes also discuss the bioagent Doom and the resident scientist's efforts to deconstruct it. And it appears as though they were attempting to improve upon the formula in some way. There's a moment of silence as the group absorbs everything that you've just read. I don't like the look of this, Axelrod. I don't like it at all. There isn't enough information here to know what this Panacea is, but I can take a guess. I'm all ears, boss. I think that Panacea is a sort of a delivery system for Doom. It's a virus, airborne and highly infectious, and it can produce Doom antibodies on command. But the radioactive payload that they carry is stable somehow, dormant. The magical research ties it all together. I don't think that any of this would work at all if magic weren't involved. 5 karma. What all of this tells me is that we need to shut Vauclair down. Whatever mad scientist craziness he's planning on pulling with this stuff, it isn't going to be good for us. Agreed, let's keep moving. We need to put a stop to this. That leaves me with 6 karma. Means I might be able to do something. I can put some points in biotech. Remember when I said I was gonna do something? Looks like I'm not gonna do anything. Not yet. We need at least 1 to 2 more, I believe. Let's come back over here, you know, get our little tiny bit of dialogue. Although the access port has been replaced, black scorch marks still mar the surface of the Matrix access panel. This is where Monica jacked in, where she met Apex. Is this where it happened? Yeah, this is where she died. She stares at the scorch marks that blacken the access panel. Poor Monica, but can't believe that she's gone. A message flashes onto the status panel at your approach. What's that card? This is back to being visible, which is suspicious to me. Okay. I'm gonna try to open this door with control entity offline. Yep. I was like, I should try opening this from a different angle. Mercenary, enforcer, security. Why do you have aim 2? Did I not give you aim 2? I don't know why you have aim 2. I don't even know if you have aim 2. What's the best way to go about this? You have some sort of shotgun or rifle. You have like a pistol. You look like you have something that I don't want to deal with. Looks like it's going to take quite a bit to deal with you. Sucker foo. Can you do it? Can you do it? You did it! Looks like it could have been a sniper rifle. Run for cover. What a sucker. What a sucker. One of them. Call him a sucker for. You out of cover. Let's quick save. Gonna make our way all the way over there. Might be able to have our rigger handle this. Select a decker to jack in. Jack in Mega Man EXE. That's what I did not want to see. Many whelps. You're beautiful. All right, get close. Saving this one for the both of you. Yeah. Whatever's going on there, I am scared. It's a medic, I can't do that. Yep. I was right to be scared. How much does my auto attack? Oh, you can Overwatch in here? That's crazy. Is this even gonna hit you? All right. We have access to the security terminal. Enable drone remote control box for direct rig. Let's unlock that. Self-destruct countdown will begin on activation. Direct rig of automated drone controls engaged. Connect via standard rigger port connected on drone remote control box. This is a drone remote control box with both manual and direct rig controls. Although its small screen is cycling error messages, it appears to be partially functional. A rigger would get the most use out of equipment like this. Let's Let's take one of those. Okay. Deploy drones. It doesn't look like I gained access to security cameras, which is what I was hoping for. I guess I gained access to a couple of spots. You know what's in there? Something going on here. A lot of loot. Alright, this terminal shows a nearly featureless login screen. Yeah. Have our Decker handle this. Alright, some emails. Nari, I know you need to pass through multiple checkpoints to get outside for your smoke break, but that's no reason to break protocol and smoke in the lab. The material that we are working with is dangerous, and your laziness is putting people at risk. Please don't let it happen again. Dearest Talia, please stop asking me where my work has taken me. You know I can't tell you that. I made it clear when we parted at the train station last year. Security on this project is very tight, and all of our outgoing email is being scanned. Although we have been quite busy recently, I believe we are nearing a breaking point, and I can come home to you and Felix soon. Klaus, again, excellent work on the venting systems. Everyone is very pleased with your performance. It seems like only yesterday that you were one of my interns, and here you are, a newly appointed department head. Beyond everything that I told you earlier, you also have access to the guard storage room in your section. Use access code 1247 in case of emergency. That's for level 4 personnel and above, though, so keep it to yourself. Okay. 1247. Thank you very much. Alright, so there's a guy right here. Might be a guy here, and there might be a guy here. Means going in through this door. Going in through this door is probably the best door. Oh, there's a guy right there too. What are you? A mage. Tricky. This guy has a grenade launcher. Those are never fun. I need you to hit your shots, please. Expecting that one to land. Wonderful. Jesus. Now I'm only gonna oh my gosh. He has another. Wait! I disarmed you! What are you doing shooting at me again? What a sucker. Oh man. Life is hard. Why is this guy so hard to hit? That was only 4. He took 6 damage. You awful. Come on. Get him. Thank you. Right. Press the key. Reboot. First message. We need to organize an all-staff meeting to discuss lab safety. Everyone is overworked and overstressed, and that's a perfect recipe for workplace accidents. I'm telling you, we cannot afford any more accidents. The loss of Van Wyck? Old Wick? Has been hard on everybody. He was well liked, and watching him die in such a horrible fashion has been hard on morale. The staff is still committed to the cause. They all know what they signed up for, and they know how important this is. But losing such a good man because of such basic lapses in lab safety has been a difficult pill to swallow. I'm writing this to request additional security for the animal testing lab. You know how large and vicious these creatures can be. Without more trained handlers on staff, we're just begging for another accident. Remember what happened to Van Wyck. I'd also like to repeat my request that the animals be defanged, declawed, and muzzled, preferably someplace far away from the lab. Our having to use them is unavoidable due to their genetic similarity to our targets, but that doesn't mean that we can't take precautions. I just wanted to thank you for pushing to bring the new Hermetic lab online. It's good to know that you're listening to our requests. The research that the Hermetic researchers have been doing should make our work with the Panacea much more manageable. Okay. hoping this is this one. Yep. Give me the loot. Give me the loot. Ooh. Hold on. Hold on. Let's see. I believe it's this one. Yep. I'll take that. Okay, hold on. I don't think anybody else has taken any damage. Okay, fine. That's it? No medical kit or anything? Come on, man. Alright, let's do a hard save. Weapon storage. I guess I have to use them to blow that up. Drone's sudden explosion. A message appears on that drone's control box screen. Available drones 0. No drones. The display goes dark. Okay, so I lost that. About that fire. Fire, go away, please. Nobody walk through the fire. That to stash. And that we'll leave that alone for a second. That to the stash. It might be worth it. Oh, I have 8 points. Never mind. Going over here. I don't know why I pressed that. You're going to the stash. Alrighty. I don't actually mind this positioning here. But, we'll go over this way, I guess. Maybe we'll get a surprise attack. Looks like I'm the one getting surprise attacked. And now that 26 damage is not going to get healed. Just wonderful. It costs 2 AP. To murder this sucker. Shotgun. We got double mages. This ain't looking too good. Backup. It's not very nice. Ooh, that's not very nice. That's not very nice. You need to pop one of those. You know, that could have been worse. That's not what I wanted to do at all. That's not gonna bite me in the butt. No, no, no. back. Time for you to throw some grenades of your own. Still have 2 points. Yeah, 1 HP. We're gonna need one of these guys to help us out. Right next to the sucker. You only get 1 AP. Fortunately, that did not kill. Oof. Alright, I needed that. Alright, I need this too. Alright. Congratulations on your 4 AP. You are going to go here. We're going to cast that. Okay. I'm a little terrified of this thing losing control because this thing hits really hard. Hey. About that shotgun though. Cover our bases. Alright. It could have been a waste, but it also felt like it was pretty necessary. Let's see. Here's some HP back. Let's do another hard save. That was a tough battle. Let us continue. Do I still have both my robots? Okay. Wait, hold on a second. This feels like showdown right now. I could position myself better. Lakota. The old man behind the glass works feverishly at his console, glancing up at you as when he can. A cigarette dangles from his mouth, its bluish smoke curling around his head. An overflowing ashtray sits on the lab table in front of him. The years have not been kind, but his features are instantly recognizable. Despite his age, he still has the strong chin and high cheekbones that you remember from Green Winter's DVD. This is Dr. Adrian Beauclair. As you approach, he stops what he's doing, a look of intense irritation on his face. He clears his throat, and a harsh rasping sound emerges from the loudspeaker next to the glass. So you're the Shadowrunners that Audran warned me about. I assume you've left a trail of corpses in your wake. That's on you, Doc. You've got some explaining to do. I have explaining to do. This is my home. You are an intruder here. If anyone needs to explain himself, it's you. He reaches down, flips a switch. You hear a loud thud and a click behind you as the door locks shut. You'll find that the blast door behind you is sealed, and that the laboratory you occupy is fully secured. An important precaution: we keep our test subjects in there, and they are far more dangerous than you. He takes a drag on his cigarette. I won't permit you to cause any further harm, Shadowrunner. You will remain trapped where you are for your own good. This is blast shield glass. I'm not going to try that. Why don't you come out of your little fishbowl and play? Raises an eyebrow. I'm fine in here, thank you. Now, he fixes you with a level stare. I want to know why the heck you're so violently interjected yourself into my business. First, you break into my estate, which you didn't even know was mine, apparently. Then you spend what must have been a small fortune to track me down. You locate my AI, destroy it, then drive all the way out to the countryside, and finally, you shoot your way into my laboratory. He leans forward, hands on the table, his eyes narrowed into a piercing stare. So I have to ask you, Shadowrunner, who are you, and why in God's name are you here? We came to find you, Beauclair, to help us stop Fiercewing, except the Firewing wasn't the one after us after all. It was you all along, wasn't it? Beauclair sighs, covers his face with his pale, nicotine-stained hands. To help you stop Fiercewing. That is ironic. But yes, you are correct. I'm the one who has been hunting you, the one who sent Apex and Audran after you. You're gonna pay for that, you bastard. Why attack the cruise baser, Beauclair? Why kill Paul Amsel? It was necessary to preserve the secrecy of my work, for the greater good of all. I know I have wronged you, and for this I am sorry. He sighs a long, rattling sigh, that quickly turns into a violent fit of coughing. The sound echoes over the loudspeaker. He collects himself, continues. I don't expect you to understand, nor do I have time to explain it to you. He straightens, glances back at the screen to his side, and nods curtly. Now I must know, how did you learn that I was still alive? How did you even know to look for me? Did someone send you? This one. Your brother got us into this mess. He hired us to break into your estate. We pieced the rest together from his journals. Beauclair starts, and the sudden movement of his arms sends his overflowing ashtray flying from the table in a cloud of ash. My brother, Hermie. It's been years. Have you seen him? How is he? His brow furrows. He takes a step toward you impatiently. Well? I'm sorry, Doc. He was digging too deeply into Fierschwing, so Apex killed him. He slumps into the chair next to him, his whole body shaking. I didn't. He is suddenly overcome by another fit of coughing. He steadies himself on one arm of the chair. Apex, he clutches his chest. Should have never trusted that thing. Closes his eyes, and a tear traces down the gaunt hollow of his cheek. Oh, Hermie, the things I've sacrificed, all for this, all for Panacea, all for tonight. All for what, Beauclair? Tell me what's going on, or what's going to happen tonight. You owe Hermie that much. He looks up, dazed, his eyes unfocused. Gonna happen? Oh yes, tonight. Tonight will be the end of the dragons. Not just Fierschwing, all dragons. Nice. So let me get this straight. You had a bad experience with one dragon, so now you're going to wipe out an entire species. Beauclair fumbles in his pockets, produces a fresh cigarette. He lights it with shaking hands and breathes in deeply. The orange glow of the cigarette flares bright. When he exhales, the words spill out with the smoke. The Firewing burned and murdered and caused untold damage in her bestial rage. Till the Dragonfall, until I stopped her. That destruction was merely a symptom of a greater cancer. Fierschwing wrought destruction with fire and claw. The dragons of today, Loftweird, Dunkelzahn, Zeladir, they kill and conquer with subtler tools. Deception, manipulation, corruption. He spits with disgust. They use us as pawns, playing pieces, puppets in their millennia-long machinations. Oh yes, dragons are a cancer, one that will conquer, or worse, destroy all of humanity if we do not stop it. One that metastasized, I believe is how you're supposed to pronounce that, when the world awakened. An ironic metaphor, since it was the failing of my own body that allowed me to see it. Cut to the chase, Doc. I saw the notes. I know Panacea is a stable variant of Doom. Whatever you're doing, it can't be good. Beauclair clenches his jaw. Good or bad as a material, I do what is necessary. He trembles, racked again by violent coughing. As the coughing subsides, he takes another long drag on his cigarette, the ash creeping closer and closer toward his mouth. I'm sorry, Hermie. I'm sorry you won't be able to see it for yourself. I'm sorry I failed you. Beauclair turns his attention back to the computer, stubbing out his cigarette. He grabs a fresh one from the pack and lights it. Man, this conversation's been going on long enough that he's burned through 2 cigarettes and he's going on his third. Tonight, I will release my panacea to the world. And how absurd that the instrument of dragonkind's destruction. He presses a button on the terminal, and a large observation window at the far end of the room rises slowly. Will be carried by Fierschwing herself. Oh, snaps. Through the glass, you see the prostrate form of a dragon far below. An enormous set of shackles bind it, and a maze of tubes shakes into its body. The tubes connect to a cruel-looking apparatus that has been mounted to the wall. Okofu, look at that. He found her alive in the socks after all. Tonight, the Firewing will fly again, infected with panacea. She will slowly be destroyed from within, but before that happens, she will provide the catalyst for global transmission of the virus. I don't like the sound of that, Chief. As if spurred on the side of the dragon below, he begins typing furiously at his terminal. Fierschwing's fire will carry the agent. In its dormant state, any metahumans exposed will become carriers, will spread the disease to other dragons. The carriers will be infected with panacea as well, but it will not harm them. To non-dragons, it is a nuisance, nothing more. When a critical mass of carriers is achieved, my panacea will become unstoppable. It will spread across the globe in a relentless tide. However, if it does not reach this critical mass, it will fizzle, die out, become inert. Hence the need for a ground zero, a flashpoint, or a mass infection event. He looks to the ceiling, mumbling to himself. I'm sorry, Hermie. I know how you loved your flux state, but that doesn't matter now. It must be Berlin. I understand your reasoning, but there has to be a better way. He continues his work, filling with a feverish energy. Sadly, there is not. If there were, I would gladly take it. For panacea to work, Berlin must burn. A tragic sacrifice, but one made for the greater good. Fierschwing will breathe her infected fire upon Berlin. Thousands will die, and through that destruction, the virus will take to the air. A critical mass of Berlin's metahuman population will be exposed, but no one will even think to quarantine the city until it's too late. The flux state lacks any centralized authority. Corporations will evacuate their own. Thousands will flee the city, infected. He mutters, his voice growing more detached. Oh yes, Hermie, Berlin is the perfect flashpoint. It wasn't supposed to happen tonight, no. But this little intervention of yours leaves us no choice. But let us see. He squints at his screen. Tonight's wind patterns dictate that ground zero be Tempelhof Schonenberg. Highly populated, the virus will spread quickly enough from there. Only a few kilometers from Cruise Baser. The Cruise Baser. My favorite cafe's in Cruise Baser. Look, you're crazy, and we're probably all going to die, but we're not letting you get away with this. Nonsense. You are sealed tight in that laboratory, impotent to stop me. The old man eyes the cigarette butt in his hand, fishes out another from the pack, and lights it with the first. Then he returns to his console, reaching to the side for a microphone. He mutters something into the receiver. You can just barely make out the sound of the name, Audrin. When he turns to address you again, his voice is level. The shaking in his hands seems to have subsided. Security will be here soon, and they will take care of you. Do not worry. You will not be harmed. The sacrifice that I'm making tonight is a necessary evil. It cannot be helped. But so long as you remain confined, I see no reason to kill you too. I'm not breaking the glass because I don't think that's going to work. How are you going to get Fierschwing to go along with this plan of yours? Beauclair continues his work. Oh, that's simple enough. He gestures to his left. She has no choice. A gaunt woman in the containment cell stands rigidly, her face pressed against the glass, her haunted yellow eyes tracking your every move. She appears frightened, disoriented, lost. Her mouth moves silently, her voice muted by her glass cage. So, the stories Green Winters found were true. Fierschwing's astral form was separated from her body when she left. You trapped her somehow. Yes, but that came later. In 2012, we took down Fierschwing with an experimental weapon. This device, suffice it to say, I couldn't fully predict how it would affect her. In 2036, I led a search team into the Sox. I had to know what really happened to the creature that I had slain. We found her alive, in a way. The dragon's astral form, her spirit, you might say, had been ripped from her body by the weapon. It was trapped inside a young woman living in the Sox. A mob of glowpunks revered her, treated her like a goddess. I transported the young woman and the dragon's body here, where I could study them. Mean that she's been in that cell for almost 20 years. The old man nods absently. No choice. Creature separated from its astral form cannot live more than a few hours before both die. It was the high-intensity radiation of the Sox combined with the magical creature inside her that allowed the woman to live for as long as she has. So, Beauclair seems almost eager to explain. The environment within her containment chamber mirrors that of the Sox. It has allowed us to keep Fierschwing alive all these years, while her bestial shell remains chained up below. Now, as for her physical form, that will be simple as well. We've drilled a series of electrical charges directly into her skull. When we release the Firewing's body, empty of her astral self, we will trigger all of the vicious instincts and primal urges left in her reptile brain. She will unleash her fire where we command it. My goodness. I'd go insane if I was trapped like that for 20 years. Shakes his head. Misplaced empathy. That beast blazed a path of fiery destruction across Germany. But no matter, I have more important things to do than to debate the morality of this with you. Fierschwing must fly, Berlin must be sacrificed, and it must be tonight. Now, where's that darn Audren? You don't burn a city and call it a sacrifice. You call it what it is, mass murder. Beauclair stiffens, turning to face you. Anger washes across his face. Was it mass murder when America dropped the atomic bomb on Japan? The myopic would say yes, just as you are now. But they did it for a cause, to shorten the agony of war, to save the lives of thousands upon thousands of soldiers. The old man is trembling now. I do the same, for the good of the world. I'm not buying it, Doc. Ending a war and exterminating an entire intelligent species are two very different things. Don't be so self-righteous. We drive new species to extinction every single year on this planet. Dragons, at least, we have cause to destroy. Humanity was born to reproduce, to multiply, but dragons were born to acquire, to accumulate, to hoard. Both strive to bend the world to their will. Humanity has conquered the air, land, and sea throughout sheer numbers. Dragons, however, employ different means altogether. Throughout history, they have allowed us to do the heavy lifting while they pull the strings. There are 17 great dragons in the world today, 17 ancient worms millennia old, slowly dividing the planet into 17 piles of gold to nest upon, in front of our eyes. Once upon a time, they burned castles to steal the treasure we collected, laid waste to entire armies, but here in the sixth world, it is no longer about tooth and claw and fiery breath. The old man's voice seethes with hatred. Now it's public relations, marketing, mergers and acquisitions. You see it every day, dragging on the Tridio. In the boardrooms, they gather influence, wealth, power, continually hoarding until one of them sits atop it all. Perhaps not in this cycle of the world, perhaps not the next, but one day, one dragon will stand alone, triumphant, with all of humanity as its cattle, with all of the world as its prize, and that, he trembles, his voice dropping to a whisper, that I will not allow. Okay, here we go. Something to work with. What if this virus mutates into a strain that can kill us, too? An intelligent question from a Shadowrunner. Surprising. Unfortunately, I don't have the time to explain it to you in detail, and since you are locked in that laboratory with no chance of escape, I don't really need to. But understand this. I am an expert in my field. That is not an idle boast. It is a certifiable fact. And I have worked with nearly unlimited resources for over 40 years, focused on one goal. 42 years of isolation, of secrecy, dead to the world, dead to my brother, all for this, my life's mission. It will work. He looks down. I promise you, Hermie, it will work. Unfortunate. Intelligence got me somewhere, but it didn't get me everywhere. It's because I'm a decker. I'm a sucklefool. Oh no, I'm not a decker, I'm a rigger. Let's see. The stakes here are a little too high for me to just take that on faith. That is your problem, not mine. Believe what you want, my panacea will change the world. In the end, you will thank me. I like that they give us the option to just go along with this plan. It's like, let's stop the overlords from ruling the world. It's an interesting route. I think I like this one the most. Look, you're not infallible, Doc. You've already made mistakes here and people died as a result. Beauclair looks amused. Mistakes? He uses the tip of his cigarette to gesture at the glass. So says the career criminal trapped in the containment room. I've read some of your inter-office communications. There have been a number of deaths here over the years, haven't there? He pauses. We have suffered some losses, yes. They were tragic, but the people here accepted that there would be risks. They made their own choices. I won't take the blame for that. I get that they made their own decisions, but from what I was reading, it sounds like those people died from your negligence. Basic lapses in lab safety, it said. Glares at you through the glass. Is there some point you're trying to make? Or are you trying to anger me? My point is that everyone makes mistakes, even you. And yet, you want to roll the dice with a biological weapon. It will work, I'm telling you. I bet you told your researchers that their lab would be safe too. Look how that turned out. The muscles at the corners of his mouth tightened. Why am I even talking to you? You're trapped in there. And I've still got work to do. Audran will be here for you soon enough. I wonder if you can break the glass. Debating the brother or this one. I don't think the brother is really going to get him anywhere. Maybe have him reminisce a little bit. He didn't technically kill his brother, so he's probably not going to feel anything. But we'll go down this route. I'm a little concerned that this will ruin things for me, but we'll see. This plan of yours killed your brother. Was it really worth it? Beauclair's fist slams into the table, sending his cigarette flying in a cascade of sparks and ash. No, nothing can make that right. Nothing. He runs a hand through his unkempt hair, blinking through a haze of sudden tears. Darn it, Hermie, why couldn't you just let me go? Listen to reason, Beauclair. Would Hermie want you to do this? You did not know what my brother, Shadowrunner, or you did not know my brother, Shadowrunner. Do not presume to speak to me on his behalf. Hermie would support me in this if he knew what I know. I've watched hours of your brother's video footage, Beauclair. I probably know him better than anyone alive, excepting yourself. His face twists into an ugly sneer. You've watched footage, and that makes you think that you know the man. You know nothing. I know he wanted you to stop all of this years ago. He begged you to, and you promised him that you'd try. Beauclair falls silent. A wisp of smoke traces its way from the tip of his cigarette to the ceiling. He's right, Beauclair. Your brother was a miserable bastard, but he did try. He did die trying to save you. If you don't turn back from this, his death will have meant nothing. Nothing at all. That's enough. Hermie's death was a tragedy. I will not let you use it to manipulate me. It went better than I thought it did. Let's see where this goes. Even if you succeed at this, eliminating dragons will create a dangerous power vacuum. He laughs. A pointless argument. Any power vacuum created through dragonkind's extermination will be filled by meta-humanity. Any backlash will right itself over time. I'm playing the long game, Shadowrunner, one that has played out over thousands of years. When you think on that scale, everything seems possible. Humanity will endure, and the dragons will perish. Okay. Okay, well, I guess we're gonna go with this one and see where it takes us. This plan of yours, it's crazy, Doc. But it isn't too late to stop it. I'll help you if you let me. Shakes his head. No, you will not. You're right, Shadowrunner. The plan is insane, but no more so than the world that we live in. He turns to tap a series of buttons on his control console, then lights another cigarette. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. History has repeatedly shown this to be true. Dang, just when I thought you were getting through to this nut job. I understand your point of view, Shadowrunner, but no, you will not break my resolve. Still tapping at his console, his speech patterns shift. His words sound well rehearsed, and he delivers them as a dry, pedantic monologue. After all, science has always attracted its share of doomsayers. During the development of the atomic bomb, Compton and Oppenheimer expressed concern that a fission explosion could ignite the Earth's atmosphere. Fermi took bets on it. The group's research later indicated that the ultimate catastrophe would not happen, so they continued forward. Takes a long drag on a cigarette. I will show the same resolve that those great minds did. I will not be deterred. Well, Claire. His voice thunders through the intercom, cutting you off. Of course, I wish that there were a better way to save us. One without such a high human cost. I wish that Hermes hadn't had to die. But you go to war with the weapons you have, and panacea is the best solution that I've been able to find. We won't get another chance like this. Not any of us. I have to take it. Through the speakers, you can hear the sounds of heavy footsteps approaching. So I've been expecting why it took Audran so long. It's because Audran's going to betray him. But we'll see. Audran, good. It's about time you showed up. Sorry, Doctor. We were waking up. The dragon's physical form required some care, but the procedure is ready to begin now. You should see to it. York sneers at you from behind the glass, his scarred features writhing in the dancing light of Vauclair's monitor. Looks like you trapped the thugs who were attacking the manor. Yes, they won't be a problem any longer, but with Apex gone, our security is still compromised. We'd best still hurry. Oh, and Audran, don't forget to clean the containment unit afterwards. The virus will kill Fierschwing along with the rest, and when it does, her astral form will perish as well, human host or no. We're gonna stop you, Vauclair. We'll find a way. Iger's lips curl into a snarl, and we'll make it painful. Audran twists suddenly towards the glass. Quiet. Everything's ready in the chamber, Dr. Vauclair. I think you should start the procedure yourself. Vauclair brings his cigarette to his mouth and inhales sharply, holding it for a long moment. Yes, my friend. He looks to the ceiling. It is time, Hermes. Let's do some good. Vauclair stubs out his last cigarette with a heavy sigh. I will begin the infusion process. Audran, please make sure our guests there are securely locked away before you come down. I am sorry, Axelrod. Sorry for your friend Paul Amsel. Sorry for Frau Schaefer. Sorry for the cruise baser. Sorry for Berlin. Wish there were another way. Ooh, I like that one. I like this one a lot. An elaborate plan to destroy an entire species, a massive underground fortress with an army of mercenaries. You sound like a dragon, Doc. Fire flashes in Vauclair's eyes. His back straightens. And what do you presume to know of dragons? I've spent my entire life studying them. don't really like this one. You know, Fierschwing killed like thousands of people. He's gonna say, Fierschwing killed thousands of people. I'm killing 17 people. This one, like, it's not really elaborating on anything. I also don't like this one either, because he's manipulating his enemy, and I guess I'm stuck with this one. Then you should see my point. You're acting like a dragon. Perhaps I am, but for one difference, I am a man, I am finite. A man can gather power, wield it for his lifetime, but nothing more. His work will fade, lost to the inevitable entropy that decays all. Oh, he may create a dynasty that will stand for a time, but his dust will not reap its benefit. Beauclair's voice is steady now. For a moment, his age, illness, and fatigue fall away. Dragons are immortal. Time means little to them. What they will, and no power can truly stop them unless it is death itself. War, plague, famine, natural disaster, setbacks. Merely setbacks. Avarice eternal. No, Shadowrunner, I am not one of them, no more than you are. Beauclair looks down for a long moment, then turns to and exits the room. Audren turns to stare at you through the glass. His lips curl into an insolent smile. Hi again. Long time. How's Amsel doing? That hole in his brain pan heal up okay? Iger's voice is low and dangerous. If I were you, I would run, little orc. When we catch up to you, your armor won't save you. The burned orc knocks on the heavy transplast window separating you. Afraid that's not going to happen. The slab's locked down tight, like the doc said. The test subjects that they keep in there don't play well with others. Dangerous, nasty things. And they don't smell great either. But you'll see for yourself in a second. Test subjects. Yep, the doctor didn't want to stress the dragon system too badly, so we collected some research specimens with similar genetic expressions. You'll see. He checks the monitor. Listen, I gotta go. Have fun with the test subjects while I'm gone. He grins and flips a switch on the console. You hear the hiss of doors sliding open nearby. You're still alive when I get back. I'll put a bullet in you or something. Hello. Fire drink. 120 HP. Alright. That was Oh, you can target from there? Oh, okay. Pretty sure that was gonna miss. More things over there. That leads to the dragon. Probably don't have to worry about that. That's medical supplies. Wow, you actually hit? What is this? Hello? Where's my cursor? Hold off on that for a second. Still can't target him now. Oh, you have a ranged attack. Not good. This one. That didn't kill. Didn't crit. fire is not good. Okay. Interesting. There should be this one. See anything else? All right. I'm gonna save and mark here. Don't know if I'll be using this one, but it's been a hot minute since we've marked. The gaunt woman, or woman, paws at the glass at your approach, her haunted yellow eyes tracking your every move. When you activate the intercom, a green light activates inside the containment cell, and she flinches up at it, startled. Your swing? A small voice whispers through lips that barely move. It sounds hoarse and awkward, like a rusty lock. Help, please help. How do I get out of this room, Fiercewing? I know a way to free yourself. Then you help me. A deal if you agree to free me. Let's think this through, Axelrod. Be careful. Tell you what, you help me out of here, and I'll see what I can do. The woman nods enthusiastically. I will help you, grant you release, and you will repay me in kind. Yes, yes. You can escape from this room. There is a panel in the floor. There is. You can drop down, find your way into the guts of this place. There by my body is the machine. Break it. Break it, break it. We'll see. I guess here would have been a better spot, so I'll mark here instead.